this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
2%. That's the number of people who take the stairs when there is also an escalator available. I'm Michael Easter, and on my podcast, 2%, I break down the science of mental toughness, fitness, and building resilience in our strange modern world.
Put yourself through some hardships, and you will come out on the other side a happier, more fulfilled, healthier person.
Listen to 2%, that's TWO% on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When a group of women discover they've all dated the same prolific con artist, they take matters into their own hands.
I vowed I will be his last target.
He is not going to get away with this.
He's going to get what he deserves.
We always say that. Trust your girlfriends.
Listen to The Girlfriends, Trust Me Babe, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Daniel Alarcón, and this is my friend. He's much more famous than I am.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel.
On our podcast, The Away End, we'll share with you the magic of international football, all leading up to the 2026 World Cup. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer, is the most important.
Listen to The Away End with Daniel Alarcón and John Green on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On the Stino Show podcast, each episode invites you into a raw, unfiltered conversations about recovery, resilience, and redemption. On a recent episode, I sit down with actor, cultural icon Danny Trejo to talk about addiction, transformation, and the power of second chances. The entire season 2 is now available to binge, featuring powerful conversations with guests like Tiffany Haddish, Johnny Knoxville, and more.
I'm an alcoholic, and without this program, I'm going to die.
Listen to the Stino Show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And listen, if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter on the air live, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. Did you hear that?
Buckle up, and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, a Strawberry Letter.
Oh, please don't even try it. Subject: his ex-wife wants to sleep over. Dear Steve and Shirley, I've been married for 2 years. When I met my husband 4 years ago, he had just gotten divorced and he was in a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife. His daughter is very sweet and she loves her dad, but the ex-wife is dead set on her not having a relationship with her dad. When we met, he had to limit communication with his ex because she told everybody he kept calling her to work things out and he wanted his family back. I never gave it any of my attention, but it really bothered him. Now he only communicates with her by texting, so she can't lie on him. They have joint custody, and he pays her child support. She didn't like the amount of child support the judge ordered him to pay, so he pays a little more every month. Nothing he's done makes her happy thus far. Meanwhile, we haven't had his daughter sleep over at our house in 2 years. I thought maybe if I befriended his ex, that would help things out, but she told me not to ever call her phone again. A few months after that, she texted me to say her behavior was uncalled for and we could be cordial. But that didn't last long. She continued to deny visitation to my husband. We want to take his daughter, who's 12 years old now, to South Carolina with us for spring break. His ex-wife said his daughter can't go on a trip with us unless she goes too. Same thing with weekend visits at our house. If the daughter sleeps over, the ex-wife has to come too. I don't want this woman sleeping in my house. My husband said it may be the only way for him to enjoy time with his child. He is ready to seek full custody. What would you do in this situation? Whoa. I don't know, but I think, that's a good place to start, to go ahead and seek full custody, go back to the court. I think your husband is in a horrible position because, despite all the craziness from his ex-wife, he wants to see his baby, bottom line. He doesn't have many options because of this ugly acting woman. She's evil, she's out of line, and she's obviously a miserable, very bitter person. And she's abusing her power and using her daughter, putting her daughter right in the middle, using her as a pawn. And that's just wrong to do children like that. But on the other hand, you, I think, are an angel. I mean, you've been over backwards to be accommodating to this woman. And that says you have love for your husband and for his daughter, your stepdaughter. Your husband is the very opposite of a deadbeat dad. Doesn't fit that stereotype at all. He pays more child support than the court ordered. You can't get a lot of dads to pay even anything, let alone more. So that's good. A father who wants to be a major part of her life. The thing is, your daughter really is old enough to choose for herself what parent she wants to be with. She just can't because she's a minor, and I feel sorry in that regard. Because divorce is so hard on children. I don't even understand why this woman wants to stay in the house. Could it be that she still wants your husband? I would say the answer to that is yes. Does she want to make your lives a living hell because she's so miserable and unhappy? I think that would be a yes too. But, you got to think about what's best for the child. And right now, until he goes to court, I don't know. Could you guys get 2 hotel rooms? Can you afford that? And, let the wife stay in one and with the child, and you and the husband stay in the other one. At least she won't be in your house. I don't know. Maybe this will work out until he can get to the court and fix it. At least he can see his baby. Steve?
I don't really know what to say. This letter kind of stupid to me. I wouldn't even wrote in about this here. Well, you met your husband 4 years ago. The subject is ex-wife wants to sleep over. Sleep over where? Whoa. So this lady's writing this letter, and she's talking about her husband's ex wants to sleep over at their house?
Yeah.
He got divorced, bitter custody battle, daughter sweet, loves her dad. Ex-wife don't want them to have no relationship. They met, they had limited communication with his ex because she told everybody he kept calling at work trying to work stuff out because he wanted his family back. She ain't paying no attention, so now he only communicated by text, so she can't lie on him. He paid child support. She don't like the amount. He paid more. Don't nothing make her happy. Now, they ain't had his daughter sleep at their house in 2 years. And the reason I'm reading this letter again is because I want you to see how some people use children as pawns to get back at the other party. For whatever reason. We don't know why they divorced. But obviously, whether it was her fault, but it takes 2 people to get a divorce.
Yeah.
Somebody may initiate it wrong, but when you get a divorce, 2 people did something that wasn't cool, one way you handle it or something. So it takes 2 people to get a divorce. So you thought that you should befriend this crazy heifer.
She tried.
Here's a woman
she tried
that don't care what her baby think, but you think you're going to get her to start making sense to you? She don't care nothing about you because she don't care nothing about her child. When you use a child as a pawn in the relationship, the damage that you think you're doing to the other party, whatever you're doing to the other party, multiply that by 10 because that's what's happening with the child.
All right, Steve, hold that thought. Okay, we're going to have part 2 of your response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject, his ex-wife wants to sleep over. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
2%. That is the number of people who take the stairs when there is also an escalator available. I'm Michael Easter, and on my podcast, 2%, I break down the science of mental toughness, fitness, and building resilience in our strange modern world. I'll be speaking with writers, researchers, and other health and fitness experts, and more, to look past the impractical and way too complex pseudoscience that dominates the wellness industry.
We really believe that seed oils were inherently inflammatory. We got it wrong.
Many of the problems that we are freaked out about in the world are the result of stress.
Put yourself through some hardships, and you will come out on the other side a happier, more fulfilled, healthier person.
Listen to 2%, that's TWO% on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey earners, what's up? Look, money is something we all deal with, but financial literacy is what helps turn income into real wealth. On each episode of the podcast Earn Your Leisure, we break down the conversations you need to understand money, investing, and entrepreneurship. From stocks and real estate to credit, business, and generational wealth, we translate complex financial topics into real conversations everyone can understand. Because the truth is, most people were never taught how money really works. But once you understand the system, you can start to build within it. That means ownership, smarter investing, and creating opportunities not just for yourself, but for the next generation. If you want to learn how to build wealth, understand the markets, and think like an owner, Earn Your Leisure is the podcast for you. Listen to Earn Your Leisure on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm John Green. You may know me as the author of The Fault in Our Stars, and now, I guess, also as the co-host of The Away End, a brand new world soccer podcast.
I'm Daniel Alarcón, a writer and journalist, and John and I have known each other since we were kids. My first World Cup was Mexico '86. I was 9 years old. I watched every game, and I fell in love. On our new podcast, The Away End, we'll share with you the magic of international football, all leading up to the 2026 World Cup.
For us, soccer,
football,
is a story we've shared for over 30 years, since Daniel was the star player on our high school soccer team.
Very debatable.
And I was their most loyal and sometimes only fan. I love this game. I love its history, its hope, its heartbreak, and above all, its beauty.
Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer, is the most important.
Listen to The Away End with Daniel Alarcón and John Green on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? I'm Miles Turner.
And I'm Brianna Stewart.
And our podcast, Game Recognized Game, has never been done before.
Two active players giving you a real look at our lives and what we actually think on and off the court.
Nothing's off limits. We talk trade requests.
What's the vibe of that when it's like your star player is like, well, I want to leave, and then actually now I'm going to stay? We talk tanking.
I mean, honestly, like, I might get in trouble for this answer, but I think it's like definitely happening in the WNBA.
And yeah, we talk about our mistakes too. They pulled me to the side and was like, hey man, we got a call last night, man. You can't be rolling around the city like this the night before games, doing this, doing whatever.
And of course, family stories. They'll be like, Mommy, why did you miss that? Mommy, do you play basketball? Check out Game Recognized Game with Stewie and Miles on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you ever notice your floors still look dirty even after you mop? Power Mop gives you a deeper clean you can see and feel. Unlike stream mops, Swiffer Power Mop absorbs more dirt and locks it away, even in hard-to-reach places like behind the toilet. The new micro scrubbers deliver thousands of tiny deep cleaning actions for results that look, smell, and feel clean. No more dirty floors. Try the Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
All right, Steve, come on, let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject. His ex-wife wants to sleep over. What?
Now, who do that?
Right.
Well,
Where?
What? First of all, let's be real about this. Anybody finna let you, the ex-wife, stay at this woman's house? Ain't no woman letting her husband's ex-wife sleep over cause she demands it.
Yeah.
It would be different if some extenuating circumstances, their house burned down and they needed a place to stay for a couple of days. Got that.
Right.
But she won't let the baby come over to y'all's house for 2 years.
And spend the night. Yeah.
And spend the night. The daughter loves the daddy. You try to befriend this crazy woman that don't care nothing about her daughter. So now she said they want to take the daughter, who's 12 years old, to South Carolina with them for spring break.
Yeah.
His wife said his daughter can't go on the trip with us unless she go too. Nobody finna pay for you to come nowhere on spring break.
Right.
His ex-wife said his daughter can't go on the trip with us unless she goes too. Same thing the weekend visit our house. If the daughter sleeps over, the ex-wife has to come too. I don't want this woman sleeping in my house. My husband said it may be the only way for him to enjoy time with his child. He's ready to seek full custody. What do you think of this situation? First of all, sir, you're going to have to find, I know you want to see your daughter, but that ex-wife demanding to sleep over the house, there's no reason that should be the case. You've got to get a lawyer and get unsupervised visits. And you've got to get weekend rights to your daughter. Now, I don't know if they're going to give you full custody, because for a court to take a child away from a mother, you have to be an unfit mom. Crazy don't count as unfit.
Well,
because if she's not abusing the daughter, she's just abusing the man, which in turn abusing the daughter. Ain't no court finna do that. But let me tell you why you really can't have this heifer at your house.
Come on, break it.
Let's just go over a couple of things. Let's just start with number one. Sleep over your house. Wake up this crazy heifer standing over you with a butcher knife. That's for starters.
Yep.
Now you walking all in the kitchen, her crazy in there making sandwiches. This ain't your house.
Right.
Can't be in here doing this in here. She done bought a load of clothes over. She downstairs washing a load of clothes in your laundromat. Don't let this heifer in your house. Knocking on the bathroom door. You in there in the bathroom. She knocking on the door. What's taking you so long? Hurry up.
I need to get in there.
In your house. You in there, she rearranging furniture. I don't like the sofa over here. I want it over here. Sitting up in here. Snatch the remote out your hand, make everybody watch 48 hours. Don't let this crazy heifer in your house.
No.
You go downstairs, she walking around with her bra and panties on, talking about what you want. What you want? Not that. Walking around the house humming.
What's she humming, Steve?
Got a feeling. Got a feeling. I got a feeling somebody's trying to sneak in my frat. And there ain't gonna be no like that. Oh, don't let this crazy heifer in your house.
No, ma'am.
Being here lighting candles and stuff. Have a little seance in the living room. Yeah. All kind of stuff. Go in that kitchen. She in there got 2 chicken feet in there with a bird beak.
Oh, Lord.
Bird beak.
She's just crazy. Yeah. I feel badly for this baby.
Stupid.
Man, but he has to go to court, though.
Yeah, he does.
And work out something and get visitation and weekends. Gotta have weekends with your child.
They already have joint custody, though. I mean,
but see, if you can enforce the joint custody. She can't make the rules of the joint custody because the father hasn't been ruled unfit.
Right, and he pays.
So he has to have weekends. He's paying child custody. Child support.
More than
he should have rights and a weekend with his daughter.
He should.
Every other weekend he should.
Without the mama.
I have a question. So is it perhaps maybe spring break is her week and she doesn't want to give that week up and that's why she's demanding to go?
No.
She didn't say that.
This is not only the spring break. The girl ain't been to their house in 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is way beyond the spring break. She won't even let the daughter come to the house to see the man.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she being funky because she bitter.
Yes,
yeah. And I can't stand when they use the children as pawns and put them in the middle.
You're hurting the child.
Yeah, you're hurting
awful.
this child. She wants to see her dad, and the dad wants to spend time with her. All right, Steve, thank you. All right, post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter and Steve Harvey.
We was married. No good hell well. I don't want you.
Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand, please. And coming up at 46 minutes after the hour, it's Junior and Sports Talk right after this.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Fantasia.
You have no idea what it is. This is Carlos Miller, and this may or may not be the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
2%. That's the number of people who take the stairs when there is also an escalator available. I'm Michael Easter, and on my podcast, 2%, I break down the science of mental toughness, fitness, and building resilience in our strange modern world.
Put yourself through some hardships, and you will come out on the other side a happier, more fulfilled, healthier person.
Listen to 2%, that's TWO% on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When a group of women discover they've all dated the same prolific con artist, they take matters into their own hands.
I vowed I will be his last target.
He is not going to get away with this.
He's going to get what he deserves.
We always say that. Trust your girlfriends.
Listen to The Girlfriends, Trust Me Babe, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Daniel Alarcon, and this is my friend who's much more famous than I am.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel.
On our podcast, The Away End, we'll share with you the magic of international football, all leading up to the 2026 World Cup. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer, is the most important.
Listen to The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On the Stino Show podcast, each episode invites you into a raw, unfiltered conversations about recovery, resilience, and redemption. On a recent episode, I sit down with actor, cultural icon Danny Trejo to talk about addiction, transformation, and the power of second chances. The entire season 2 is now available to binge, featuring powerful conversations with guests like Tiffany Haddish, Johnny Knoxville, and more.
I'm an alcoholic, and without this program, I'm going to die.
Listen to the Stino Show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.